Fabrizio Romano bringing not one bomber, not two bombers, but three bombers in a row, which results in the current situation. Now then, you must be thinking, what are those three mega hat-trick bombers? Well, these are the hat-trick bombers. First one, Oliver Glasner. He will not be signing a brand new contract at Crystal Palace. We've known this for a while, but it's now been officially confirmed by the manager himself, and the reason being him, Steve Parish, Crystal Palace, they just wanted to get on with their football. Then we come to Bomber 2, and that is that Marc Guéhi would not be involved in the squad for the next match for Crystal Palace. So you're thinking, that's pretty big, you know, because the story was going around that it won't be a summer transfer exit for Marc Guéhi. It could be January. And City were the club interested in Marc Guéhi. But now we're getting the hat-trick, the mega bomber from Fabrizio Romano. Marc Guéhi for £20 million to Manchester City. Here we go. And that is not for the summer. That is for January. That is for right now. Now, according to Glasner, the deal is in its final stages with the club in question, which is expected, as Fabrizio reports, to be Manchester City. Now, of course, City have an injury in their defence with Ruben Diaz. And what have they done? They've spent £20 million on one of the best English centre-halves right now, Marc Guéhi. Now, this is a fantastic signing for Manchester City. 100% amazing signing for Manchester City. Absolutely off the scale. This is brilliant for their defence because they've got, I mean, look at the centre-backs that Man City have got. They've got the likes of Gvardiol. They've got the likes of Kuzanov. They've got Nathan Ake. They've got John Stones. They've got all these players. And they're going to add to that with even more quality, which, again, in terms of look at Manchester City right now. Look at Manchester City right now. And Liverpool fans have not been happy with this news. And why should they be? Why should they be? Because £20 million for one of the best English centre-halves right now, absolute bargain. Absolute steal for any football club. So Liverpool should be fuming. Liverpool fans should be angry, especially with the season they're having. But there's a very big reason as to why City, for me, is the choice. And is confirmed by Romano to be the choice. First of all, look at the two teams this season. Liverpool, just come off a Premier League title. First title in the first season of their new manager, Arne Slot. This season, they've been off the wall inconsistent. They are probably in a top 4, top 5 race at best. The best thing they can nick is an FA Cup. That's the best thing they can nick in terms of trophies. But then you look at City. They're in a Premier League title race with what I perceive to be the best Arsenal side in years. They are, in my opinion, probably going to go through to the final in the Carabao Cup. And they're going to probably face Arsenal if they don't bottle it at the Emirates against Chelsea, which I don't think they will do. I don't think Chelsea were amazing in that first leg against Arsenal. I think that Arsenal should have been out of sight by 4 or 5 goals. Should have been 4-5-1 at the very least. But I think when Rice and Gyökeres came off, I think they made it hard for themselves and they let Chelsea back in too easy. But I think Arsenal will go through and I think City will go through. So they're in a Premier League title race with Arsenal. Likely to be in a Carabao Cup final with Arsenal. They're still in the FA Cup, so they're going to go for that. And they're still in the Champions League. So this is why City is the best destination out of the two, on paper, when you look at Liverpool, when you look at Manchester City. Liverpool fans can say anything they want about, we should have got Guéhi, we're fuming, and they've got every right to be angry. They've got every single right to be fuming. Absolutely fuming. But the reason why City is the choice for Marc Guéhi, as reported by Fabrizio Romano, is City are in more potential finals. They're going to win more potential trophies. And City right now, or over this last year, have been rebuilding. It's very, very clear they're rebuilding. And the reason why they're rebuilding is they lost that league title last season, along with Arsenal, to Liverpool. And they said, right, we're going to keep rebuilding. That's why they brought so many good players in January, the likes of Rayan Shirky, the likes of Ray Inders, the likes of Kuzanov. So they're rebuilding this squad from January. And you go to the summer and you think, right, are we going to be in a title race? Yes, we are. But are we going to realistically pick up other trophies to the Premier League title? Potentially. Potentially. City will go for all of them nonetheless. I think Arsenal right now are the favourites to win the league. But City have got the experience in previous campaigns of getting back into title races. Think back to a few years ago when they were 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever, 10th potentially, and they fought back in the second half of the season. That was the year they lost to Norwich, 3-2. And they fought back and they won the title race that particular season. You know, that's just one example. You know, Arsenal had the 8-point bottle season, as people call it. They lost momentum. They didn't have the mentality to get over the line at that point. I think they do now. And I think they will do if they win that Carabao Cup. And City went on to win the title that year. And they went on to win it the next year after that. And of course, Liverpool won it last season. So City right now are the perfect destination because they're in a rebuild. Guehi needs a new challenge. City are in a new challenge. They're rebuilding to win more trophies again. So this is the perfect project for the two. Now, what about Oliver Glasner? Because he's leaving Palace at the end of the season. And you know what? Crystal Palace, is it too early to call them relegation favourites next season if they don't fix up soon? Because they still have a lot of quality players in that squad. They have lost a lot of quality. The likes of Eze, the likes of Elise, the likes of Guehi now. Do we think Palace could be in trouble next season, depending on who they appoint? Because they need to appoint the right manager. And I've seen this kind of thing before, where clubs who sell their best players start going stagnant for a year or two, and they chop change manager. And at some point within 2-3 years, maybe 4 years at most, they end up getting relegated to the Championship. Is this the start of the Crystal Palace stagnation? Is this the start? Look back at Wolves. I'll give Wolves as an example. When Nuno left at the end of that season, in my opinion, they stagnated for the rest of the time after Nuno left. And now they're in a position where they're going to probably get relegated. They're more than likely going to get relegated. It's all but confirmed that Wolves will be in the Championship next season, in my opinion. And I think the table shows it. West Ham, they won a European trophy under David Moyes. They got rid of him. They brought in manager after manager. It's stagnated. It's declined. And now West Ham are at a point where they could get relegated as well. So this, for me, is a very important time for Crystal Palace. They've got to make the right appointment. They've got to make a Glasner-style appointment. They've got to appoint the same kind of manager and build the team around what he wants. Because for me, if Glasner got more of what he wanted, I think he would have stayed. But Glasner's come out. He's spoken to Steve Parish. He wants a new challenge. That's what we've known for months. It's been officially confirmed today. So what's next? Well, Palace need a new manager at the end of the season. No question about it. They need a new challenge. They need new star players to build. They need to keep hold of some of their top talents now. The likes of Adam Wharton, for example, because I think he'll be high on the radar of clubs in the summer, especially with Glasner going, with Guehi now going. I think Palace could be entering that rebuild stage, and I think if they haven't already. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Guehi to Man City, here we go. We're just waiting for the official announcement from Manchester City. He won't be involved in the Palace squad in their next game coming up. And I don't think he'll be involved in City's next game. However, the game after that, I could see him featuring. I could see him featuring potentially. I don't know what the cup tie rules is with Guehi, but potentially I could see him featuring in the second leg against Newcastle. So, should be interesting to see what happens there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you share all your thoughts. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Let's get the subs list back up on the road to 7K. So make sure you do that, and I'll speak to you soon.